Kia ora koutou. We are looking at Python Arcade and we're learning how to draw a picture. Last video I showed you how to draw a single primitive shape. Let's put it together and let's actually draw a picture with it. So we're going to start from scratch again and let's burn through really quickly the basic, what we call the boilerplate code. Let's import Arcade. Just the more you do it, the more you get used to it, the more you get used to what each of these parts are doing. So it's really good to do it a couple of times. Import arcade, arcade.window, this is why we do it a couple of times, because or else we call the wrong function. Arcade.openWindow, width, height, title. My picture. Great. We need arcade dot start render. We need arcade dot finish render. We need arcade dot run. Okay, right. That's our boilerplate code. We also want to have arcade dot set background color. Again, this happens above arcade dot start render. I'm actually not entirely sure why that is, but just make sure it's up above there. Maybe it can be in other places. I haven't checked. You can check. Play around with it. See what happens. Okay, set background color, and we need arcade.color. Arcade.color. No, little c. Arcade.color. Air superiority. Air superiority blue. All in caps. Why all in caps? Because it's a constant. That value is never going to change. That's a Python stylistic thing. Anyway, air superiority blue. I quite like that one. It's this really nice sky blue. Wonderful. Okay, let's draw a picture. What are we going to draw today? I have a tune in my head that goes something like, do you want to build a snowman? So let's do it. Let's make snowman. So snowman's going to be white. It's going to consist of 3 circles, and it's going to be roughly in the middle. Okay, I've done something here that I want to change. What is that? I've made these two what we call literals. I've literally said right there in the code, make it 600 wide, make it 600 high. I actually want to pull those numbers out. I want to make them variables, and the reason that I want to do that, if I make them literals here, in this part of the code, I can't access those numbers anywhere else. In order to access them somewhere else, I need to save them as variables, and then I can use them in different parts of the code, and it just makes my life a bit easier. So we're going to make 2 constants, and constants, what are they going to be? All caps. I'm going to make one called width, and I'm going to set that equal to 600, and I'm going to make another one called height, and I'm going to set that equal to 600 as well. So now I'm going to make it width wide and height high. Have I gained anything from doing that? Not yet, but I will soon. Okay. I want to draw my first circle, my first blob, and that is going to be somewhere in the bottom quarter, and I'm going to put it in the middle. Do I have to think about what the middle is now? No. I know exactly where the middle is going to be. So, before I'm getting ahead of myself, first things first. Arcade.draw draw circle filled, and what's its x coordinate going to be? Well, I want it in the middle. I want it centered in the middle of my picture. And I have a variable called width. The whole distance along my canvas is width. Halfway is going to be width divided by 2. Width divided by 2. And I want it sort of a third of the way up. So let's say width divided by 2, and let's say height divided by 3. Don't forget, if you've done some P5JS before, or if you've done some other programming, normally 0, 0 is in the top left-hand corner. But if you're used to doing high school maths or any other sort of subject where you are using a grid or you're using a graph, 0, 0 normally in the bottom left, and Arcade follows that convention, not the normal computing convention of putting it at the top. So just sometimes, and I'm sure this will happen to me, the y-axis is flipped, 0, 0 is in the bottom left-hand corner. So when I say height divided by 3, I mean a third of the way up from the bottom of my screen. What else do I need to give this? A size. I need to give it a size. I'm going to make it 30 big today. Could I have made that anything else? Absolutely. And I'm going to make it arcade.color, American spelling, white, all caps, because it's a constant. Let's run it. Give it a moment to think about importing Arcade and getting that Python interpreter running and spinning up all of that stuff and just generally being a slow computer. No, but we like it. It's my trusty iMac. Come on, trusty iMac. Don't make me talk any wrong. I had the screen open the whole time from my last video. Cool. Now hopefully it should think about this program and showing us a white ball on a blue background. Yay! I have a white ball on a blue background. We're a third of the way there. It's a little bit small. I want to make it bigger. Let's make it. Let's double it. 60. No. Let's triple it. Triple. Triple it to 90. Try that now. Much bigger, much better. Cool. Let's add another circle. And don't forget, that's 90 as a 90 is a radius. So actually the whole thing is 180 in diameter. So we want another one. Let's copy paste it because best coder's a lazy coder. It's going to be at width divided by 2, right in the middle of my canvas. It's going to be at height divided by 3. Let's go height divided by 2 now. Looks a little bit top heavy. Let's make that a little bit smaller. A little bit of trying and checking. And should we make it 60? Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. And let's make a third one. Let's make this is going to be 3, it's going to be divided by 3 times 2, so it's going to be 2/3 above. And just for safety and sanity, we're going to put some brackets around that one. Just because BEDMAS and you don't always know what's going to happen, and maybe it doesn't matter in the end, but that's all fine. Okay, it's not going to be 60 big, it's going to be like 40 big. That's cool. Oh, a little bit too high. Let's bring that down to 1.8. You have to close it, not just click on VS Code. Yeah, that's cool. Cool. Let's make those 2 eyes now. And let's make those points. So arcade.draw underscore point. Draw point, and we're going to make it. The X position is going to be width divided by 2, probably plus 10. So it's going to be 10 pixels off center. And it's going to be, in the y-axis, it's going to be that number. Whoops, not those numbers. It's going to be that number. You don't even need to think about what that number is. It's just that number. It's going to be up a little bit from that, because don't forget that was the center of our top circle. We want it slightly above center, probably again 10. Let's see where that ends up, and we want it to be, I'll just do it the tuple method, 0 to 0, just to mix it up and remind you that you can do 2 ways. So 0, 0, 0 is pure black. pure black. No red, no blue. No red, no green, no blue. Draw point missing one positional argument. Size. I have to give a size for point. I didn't know that. Let's make it 5 pixels. Size comes after color. IntelliSense helping me again and again. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Don't just close it. Don't just click away. Actually close it. Let's make it 5. Let's make it plus 20 off center. Oops, that was up. Whoops. Control Z, undo that. This one is the X coordinate. Yeah, that's great. Same thing. Copy that. Now we, instead of plus 20, we're going to go minus 20. And we're going to run that. Yeah, nice. And he's going to be sad snowman, so we're going to go arcade dot draw. It should be a draw line. Draw line. What does line need? Needs a start X, start Y, finish X, finish Y. Color and width has already got a default value. Don't need to know it. Okay, we need an X of this sucker. No, not an X of that. Width of this. Oh, start X of that. A Y of this. You can start to see that this is getting a bit complicated. Maybe I could have refactored this a little bit, and I think we will. Start Y of that, and without the plus 10. And then same thing again, except our width is going to change. Our Y isn't, because we want it straight across the screen. No change in the Y-axis, but a change in the X position. And we want this to be black as well. 0, 0, 0. Let's do it. Yeah, that's what we like. That's a very, very sad snowman. Okay, enough mucking around. There we go. We have a sad snowman. Let's make his mouth a bit wider, because I'm feeling for him. Maybe if you used draw arc outline, you could make him smile, and that would be excellent. That's a bit too much for me right now in front of the camera, so I will leave that as a challenge to you. But let's make it a little bit wider, maybe 5, because that's how wide our eyes are. Great, great, excellent, love it. Cool, we've drawn a picture. I am going to change this picture up next, because I actually want to turn this into a function, and so we can draw multiple snow men and snow women all around the screen. But for the moment, that is plenty. I'll see you on the next one, and there we will draw lots more snowmen, and we'll refactor this using variables into something a little bit more sensible. Okay, I will see you then.